About your MPs be one by some. You are calling Dauda one by some, and then one another MP so about some. But man, there is something I really think say we need to do as people. It is sometimes I make a say just be a tree about the ye teen some na ye can ye. But you parliament in prime nation Eddie never by in teen some Euro Ayaraga majority leader account on the floor of the house.
Is alleged to have instigated some community members to resist the work of the task force. Mr. Speaker, let me indicate that yesterday I got a call from the Minister for the Interior, Honorable Muntaka, that the IGP needed the member for interrogation. I invited the member, he came to my office, and I was trying to reach Muntaka, I couldn't reach him, so ultimately I had to ask the member to go. If I reach Muntaka, I will call him back. Subsequently, Honorable Muntaka called me back. He was in a meeting when I was calling him. And I told him that I had invited the MP. He was ready to come see whoever he should see. But because we did not hear from him, I had dismissed him. So we scheduled that this morning the member should be sent to the CID headquarters to meet with one of the deputy CID directors for processing. And so this morning, he went with our majority chief whip and his lawyer. They received him at CID headquarters, took him through the processes, and I received a call not quite long ago that he has been taken to court, and as we speak, he is actually in court being arraigned. And so let me also indicate that as members of parliament, we do not consider ourselves being above the law, that we are always ready to be held accountable for our actions and inactions.
All right, Enti, that member of parliament now, according to soldier for they say, or no mum instigated the youth against them. No, see they not akujina court. Of course, when you live in a country like Ghana, in Somalia, and as if no one is above the law, it doesn't matter. So we are a member of parliament. See a shem raketene or minima, you have to be ready to abide by the law. It doesn't matter whoever you are. And speaker, I can't actually say these two members of parliament, you are calling Dauda, and then new member of parliament, I think I forgot his name. And Nadia, you best seldom. You make sure say Boneno Maya, they will face the consequences of the law. If I tell Inti speaker.
The report of attacks on a team from the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, a task force which we all know has been established to combat illegal mining activities in the country, is most worrying. Also worrying is the fact that the attack was allegedly incited by one of our own, the Member of Parliament for Asitifi North constituency, Honorable Ebenezer Kwekuado, who further ropes in a senior member of this House, Honorable Collins Dauda. While I'm yet to be fully briefed on the matter, I want to take this opportunity to condemn in no uncertain terms the attack on the team of security officers who have been assigned to help deal with the menace of Galamsey, which has to be dealt with robustly. I have therefore instructed the office of the clerk and the Legal Services Office to provide all the needed support to the investigation by the Ghana Police Service within the framework of the 1992 Constitution, the laws of this country.
All right, so what here, Speaker Babi here? Also within the laws of our country, no. Others say these members of parliament, they are under investigation process. We say homophobe and I said homophobe. If it is established, say I am part, they obstructed the work of the NAIMOS on they are quite be said homofaso. But I'm pleading with the public say, and yemribia, and I say there are some two bits what we rush to conclude on the matter. Now, a lot of people are rushing because now, no, by the laws of the country, no, see a child in any act like this, you are presumed innocent. I just say court of competent jurisdiction. Any bit about the conclusions and passing that also no, no correct. We have listened to these two members of parliament. And the first one says he was acting upon the instructions of Honorable Dauda. Honorable Dauda says he ordered him to do that. But Niamana soldier for also can say, oh my, it is not true. I saw this particular post from Yura, Adjei. I personally was not happy with it because Adjei, you are now a lawyer. Into Tobo, Eric Tobo. When a matter like this pops up, you being a lawyer now you are not somebody just on the street. You post this particular MP's picture, and then you come to a conclusion say Adjei. I did not expect Adjei to rush so swift to write or post this particular thing, especially not anybody else like who Adjei is. He is now a lawyer. A party back in there. I'm not saying so NDC, we should let it go. Say NPP, that is why even Chairman won't me go my galam say campaigns now. You don't make a court to take them through the law and the processes of the country. It is a what why and yes to say what is all of a sudden then you rush, then you post, and then you start to write whatever you think you want. Adjei, you are now a lawyer, so take your time and then think like a lawyer. You need to reason like a lawyer. Tobo. My bit of papa court. Now there is no evidence because in court evidence is the game. And yet here say in the court. And if somebody is saying say obisi oh now yes we so say there be me so nyame na me yes anyasa na me ya court now the laws of the country no akobo nipa no, but when you crucify the person straight away like this now one many nipa no ho beba tan I say what the case di assembly dada ansa na say no kwan ye de be court mesra moment trouble. And at the same time, not only Adjei, Martinia Erasmus, as I don't call something like that, he was also saying this almost the same thing. I bet any panel court,
for the first time, but subsequent to that, the narratives need be na abba. Do you still stand by the uposti? You know?
I still stand by it, and I'm saying that the MP statement did not mention that he was there at the site for hours and he was not just passing by. It is okay. Now we come up with a year and you're not correct. Or anyone more engagee for hours. And he demanded that they remove the handcuffs from those arrested. And the soldiers said no. Subsequently, the soldiers decided that, anyway, the emphasis suspects don't go to the nearest police station, let's hand them over. Also, they were followed by some men. It was when they went to the police station that more people joined the people that he brought and engaged them to the extent that they vandalized the vehicle of the NAIMOS commander and another vehicle as well. And they threatened to burn down the police station. So reinforcement had to come in. That is fact. I wonder why the MP is now backing off from the fact that he went to the site and he was there for hours and he was not just passing by.
Okay, into the MP no claims say, of course, that he went to the site no Wajiatum. He claims though say na ono okwa yie honorable Collins Dauda ene catcher and say onko ho no pese one NAIMOS commander no ekasa ena okoye oko na ne constituency vice chairman ena ne driver pe ene dinachi okodru ho no or the phone no ema NAIMOS commander ne Collins Dauda ekasa owie na owo ho a hwe se omonfa suspect na enko police station to di omachi ena omunyina akwa ohwediem. That is as far as he went according to him. You are saying sir he even demanded sir NAIMOS for no free suspect omunyi handcuffs in free one sir.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. But interestingly, he denies that bit no vehemently.
Well, that is why I'm calling for an independent probe.
Okay.
Maybe when an independent probe is established and there is evidence to the fact that he demanded that they should remove the handcuffs, in fact, release the suspect. So if it's in doubt and a probe is set and all the parties present their evidence to that committee or investigative body, definitely a paper out. No criminal, a paper out. Whether we come back and no go police station.
All right, inti ya wo dey emphasis wa ha. Wa wo say nua Erasmus, a di asem na wi o. Wa dan na ho judge, e na wa di asem na wi say da bi papa no be gina da wo ye say so mo me ntu yebo. Mama yantriabo nema bi wo ha the way we rush to do things and I don't expect us to be doing things like this. Erasmus, you are just a reporter. You are not a judge. Obi, you are just a presenter. You are not a judge. Oh, those these people, they are also lawyers. That and I say hameno. It's like NPP akobo nkrofo pa and they want to quickly find fault with the current NDC. Although say they are not finding any fault on them. And that is why they are rushing to do this. And they say Achecha want to me that let's go and pin NDC for being say NDC for being engaged in galamsey. Minia. Maybe say 100% I totally 100% disagree with Nema Operation Galam stopping DNA for nyina. I totally disagree with them. I totally disagree with them. And nyamra kwan so and I don't know how Ghana ni auto wono ofa mra kwan so ade. Ghana na yete de mra ene ye adwuma. Untimi nka se makoto so obi ye galamsey me koya na makutwa gya to machine na machine. It doesn't work like that. Enyanda John Mama Nkwana Mekasa and Ananado when they were burning excavators and these mining equipment, I totally disagreed with it. And I still maintain my position. Say I totally disagree with Nema police for the soldier for Namuro or Moyeno. Untimi nkoto obi so obi ti ho uni proof is independent small scale mine and as they okoto say oya mining and no kutwa gya to the machines. It doesn't work like that. And then the last time I said, say, the president should also needs to be very, very careful because you cannot just stop somebody from a Juma Oye. You need to find alternative livelihood for this kind of people. As I was stop here, all those say Ghana Japadeno, but you cannot just stop people like that. You need to find other means for them to survive. When we are Nippon, when they rise against you, there is no soldier or police in Ghana who will control Ghana for you now. No amount of 2 hour war and a bit in the cost of peace. And Mr. President, if you are listening, what is a major film? Use the money of the gold board and number farmers and group as what you must stop here. You don't just go and then start to burn people's properties and equipment. Material quality that or since I crashing on my chain or on and you're no ye. Now, I'm of mining small scale miners and I no cotton or no to be washing. The moment you see, say, machine is no could trade out to Nimanum. Is that how you work in a society? A dear mine Ghana HG. Hey, now what office Afghanistan that means Mr. President, you need to be very, very careful. You come on when you are NDC 2028. A Bayer was a sinino. A Bayer was a active Chinese movie. No, but yeah, we want not to opposition. Because if this is what you promise the people and this is what you're doing in Kwadia, then your people have failed totally. Me tell you, more failing in the fight against Galamsey. I'm telling you the gospel truth. Government not failing because this is not how I thought say you were going to do this because now the Denko Kufado used this same techniques. He couldn't survive. Mr. President, you can never survive with it. Sit down, think outside the box and find reasonable and alternative solution to Galamsey and its menace. Yes, sir, you can never survive it. It's me pacho so why MP da? You understand that they know me, you know. So what was the people kasa behind the scene because uncontested any election in the country that. What contested election be that? Ube who are there called result that me, you know. So what cause I president then I call around the whole nation who near me cause and can maybe who are better say I'm not saying say we side with those people who are doing galamsey. No, but as a member of parliament of the constituency, you know, each constituency be an also force under you, so no problem at home can about first. So in a way, they say wait a minute police for nakasa oh minia will be a crashing minimum no matching more than comment than ever peacefully. That is also another means. As I getting when they fight menace in the society, sometimes the reasonableness also do the same thing. So wow, someone make any don't twist my words. I don't say that make I go to claim who be that. And I don't support Ubi or Egalam say. But it doesn't also lie in the hands or on the root. It's all who suspect it will be Egalam say pa no jato. It is the same thing, it's a corporal punishment. Say why you are so machi will be fit or for no jato no machine no and I'm a bonacuno. It's the same thing as Uncle for no. And the court in the Ghana court system, you know, we need to sit down as a people and then try to think outside the box and find solutions to this kind of problem. And then secondly, so one year member of parliament that and that's one co-elections that and I'll be find a fault in your result and but what could be that you understand them. It's a memo. You politicize almost everything. And the way we convince people to vote for us, these are some of the things we need to take a critical look at it. Because yes, the money ain't stop it. Oba Bruchila will be in who taught the movie and Akotwa Mano. And will be in who call around campaign giddy senior yeno. Ubian who call Henibia how common is car and San Bakure Kurunum. Bako Ghana, that is what we do. This is a minima. And the Montomo, and never be high every year because I'm ready near many year. You may be have a high a press like that's true. Erasmus is an MPP mouthpiece. So if we don't take care, well, we say NDC abamu we mono. Yeah, yama NPP for us set a lot of path for us to follow. Obe pursue sa why maybe by the time we say why mistaken no now to opposition. To see a better answer my NPP for actually name in the society. Yeah, they say to maybe to any position be in teaching our friend me ubi any ho be friend because be you got to about we near we lose we are in the position adwuma yes ye but where the adwuma ma say one team hunu nyansa sem anya e wan kasa wasem me I don't find any fault with MP na adwuma ye no any recalling Dauda so some of us me recall na kan because we know say the society na team no member of parliament be adwuma no except say wa won co-election da and obi who said there was something wrong with it but so wa co-election da you know but this is the debate with the Munufie Nyankopon ne nyina ntana because sometimes no never be why your money Ghana ya politicize almost everything. So you who say excavated crazy were no treasure out to machine. Why are you doing that? Open excavator and not to me Jamagalem saying stop it. No, you won't address the problem. No problem Lankase or no. We need serious solutions to it. You treasure out to Galem say mention and Ghana and ya being in so excavator be a Galem saying why? My no pina is here, and other president who sees Zigalam say excavators no. Now you found quite Ghana, but why do you ban them? Then it doesn't make sense. So we need to relook at all these kind of things in a year. And yes, I push for the problem and a baby minum. Anyway, and then one me fancy her. And sometimes I mean, the money be how I would take her and I feel the womb one day cry when you hard green too much. Hard green. Go there, Boko there. More NPP for Nana Masha than way as animal by a female. Well, many a girlfriend. NPP for Nana should I say animal. NPP for your phone, papa. We end this in here, master one way. NPP for best set the agenda the amount. Now, if they own them agenda, that's why now the kukura who say no man. Me doctor back open. Now, go there for doctor, so the enemy, I don't know where you doctor everywhere. Lawyer, what happened is serious security breach. It should be of great concern to the government. Soldiers on duty are treated like common criminals. That is not what I'm trying to mean here. I do agree. We won't say Ghana in the way nema Ghana no. See, I get careful like Ghana, because it's a big critical problem. Am I home? Obey. See, I'm here Ghana and young say be create problem. I'm a young say home. Say come in say soldier need the soldier need ko duty and civilian crowd say that man because duty no any so nkonkoye. But now you see MPs or members of parliament, MMDCs, assemblymen, some other duty and functions be a course of management. They approach you, or the people believe say one quantity the only person which may call pleading on their behalf. The Pacha breach it is when you say the security agencies are we know he be our friend said and I Pacha mame. And Milano so more asomo. But Ghana, that is not how we operate. Man, that is my problem. Ghana, we don't operate like that. And the more I must have kind of people the same powers to do this kind of things, you know. We don't have to expect them so months no better than say kwa abero monye way. That be many of them. They also need to work. So that is how the systems have been operating. But it never do be I think says one you're careful. Maybe I still maintain it. Own election that you might be thinking say Niamana call is Dauda more you know wrong. But all appear before election and I'll be whom obey. Yeah, some how again. Of course, Chitty Chatter, we all know say what was the way now yeah they mining in our country. No, I know say it's wrong. Galam say I know it's wrong. But we need to sit down as people and have a critical look at some of the things happening in our society. Me on this particular channel, I have said, say, the northern part of Ghana, they be on Tokosi where they curfew or I have said, say, and I still maintain, say, it's the childish way of controlling Antoquano. Because running is time to question the curfew go and see who before time to by the curfew go and see who at a your mama first time you didn't talk by the curfew go and see who Nana Kufuado about me 8 years didn't talk koi the curfew go and go see who your mama time. What's I approach the same thing? It's not gonna work. It's like reinventing the same thing we keep on doing almost every blessed day. But what is the answer? The answer is that we need to sit down as a people and then take a critical look at how to solve these kind of problems. It is also be Yagalam saying the only thing about myself, but small soldier for some I'm telling you, that is not going to work. Because I practice here, I hear from Major Mama more time in Amasoja near who and Kusi who. So you cannot keep on repeating the same thing every day, and expect a different result. You're gonna get the same results. Until once and now you can soldier for come free and come Major Mama reinvented in Yakwakoyeno. But who caused them? A buying stupidity and a causes her. Because they are not thinking. Come on, you people mess up the system. They do about to now connect to you because never they can't the people there. No, that is not what we are doing. We promise them at the same mining, proper way of mining. Yam promise almost say that is not what we are doing. One was a woman and the president at times assembly maybe. And these are the things that we are doing in the society. If you know Nipa Ghana or Yachicho Mogalam say who sebe and end of my life, can you be shocked? Why are we doing this as people? We need to think. Maybe that is what I think I will do. Mr. President, if you really want to survive there, think outside the box. Yes, you can survive it. All right, Inti, Medasi, so be a question be the body. This is the debate with the Munufie. What about our address? It's a question be anywhere there. I think say me no money na beti see we hand one. Tuesday. Yeah, and if any media go. So we more television, so use your phone's camera and then scan this particular QR code. Or scan here, it will take you straight away to my channel. As I say, so what question you answer be so waiting in the comment section. You better talk about it. Discuss it later on. Until I'm going to be antenna. BDBM any William Munufie Amakona. This is the debate with Munufie live on YouTube and at the same time live on Facebook. That is how I do my presentation every day. And that's it. Bye bye. All right.